As a reflection on the first portion of the school year, I've decided to review my 90-day professional growth plan that I created in August. This plan was designed to help me grow in a few focused standards. These standards are primarily in two buckets. The first is, with Standard 1 and 2, the strategic school improvement planning and instructional leadership necessary to create a collaborative environment that moves the school forward toward research-based best practices. The second was really focused on the managerial and cultural components of building relationships with students, staff, and parents such that we can move everyone in the order of high expectations for the school. During the first 90 days, I plan to use much of my time to do the below the surface learning necessary to achieve results later on, essentially building the foundation for the work that I will hope to do in the future. Those standards that I've mentioned before were organized into four buckets of learning that I hope to really focus on during the first semester. The first was standards learning. I needed some time to think about how to build strategically toward learning the high school curriculum. Second was instructional observation, focusing on learning from teachers within the building and getting a sense for where my building was in terms of techniques. The third is relationship building with staff, students, and parents, spending time getting to know people, calling, and learning from my admin team. And finally, I hope to reflect with my mentor, as well as my executive coach, to help ensure that I'm learning and taking advantage of all the opportunities in front of me. With those four buckets in mind, I created four SMART goals. The first was to be strategically reading curriculum and spending time discussing it with staff members. The second was called 25-25-25. An opportunity to give 30-second feedback to staff, have extended conversations with students, and engage in positive phone calls with parents. After those two, I decided to focus on walkthroughs and weekly reflection conversations with my mentor, as well as my executive coach, to help me ensure that I'm doing my best learning about the school community. During the first 90 days of working this plan, there were some strengths and opportunities for growth that emerged. I've accomplished 3 out of the 4 goals so far. The one I have yet to accomplish is to get 25 accompanied walkthroughs done with other members of our admin team. With the fast pace of high schools, it's hard to get time with admin to reflect and do walkthroughs together. This is something I've thought about as something I might want to work on if I'm ever to be the principal or a full-time assistant principal at a high school. And some of these other strengths, I have been able to spend significant time with staff and students and developed good relationships, particularly with the 9th grade students that I'm in charge of working with in terms of discipline caseload, and for the beginning teachers that I work with on their professional development and coordinate their paperwork. Finally, I was named to Student U's Board of Directors, which was a major strength of the first 90 days, and has given me an opportunity to branch out and grow a network of learning about different best practices going on in Durham from some of the most joyful and justice-focused people that I've been able to be around. Now, as I've worked this plan, I've noticed a few opportunities for growth that I hope to pursue in the second semester. First off, I hope to learn from the IB and Business Finance Academy magnet programs at Hillside. These are both sophisticated programs that enroll a number of our students, and I look forward to learning from their operation. Second, I hope to develop some more consistent reflective opportunities, both through journaling and conversations with staff members, so that I can continue to reflect on my learning experiences and grow my network. I also hope to use my problem of practice to develop some restorative practices within Hillside and evaluate the effectiveness of these restorative circles. In evaluating the work that I've done so far, I've compiled some artifacts that I've seen as a key part of my work with the school, as well as some results for the 9th grade students that I've been in charge of working with. On the artifact side, you'll see that there are 2 websites that I've been able to either create or update regularly to help engage staff and parents and students in dialogue about what's happening at the school. I've also been able to create some instructional documents and build some planning documents for things like our BT program and our Hispanic Student Success Night. The instructional troubleshooting document was a particularly exciting accomplishment for me, as it compiled a whole bunch of best practices and research that allowed for our teachers to enhance their practice and use as an effective tool as they planned. Finally, outside of my work at Hillside, I still work as a nonprofit leader for a project with the LGBTQ Center of Durham called Both City Schools United. Its mission, vision, and goals is attached in the Google link, and we have continued to work hard on building that program throughout this semester. As we look at our success thus far, with 87% of our ninth grade students on track for graduation, the highest number in many years at Hillside, I've been reflecting on a few things that I'd like to do to raise the bar for the second semester. Back at the beginning of August, I wrote this mission statement. It focuses in on why I do the work I do and what I hope to get out of working in education, my passion for the work of justice and equity. As I've worked in high school, I've noticed many students fall through the cracks, whether it's students who are unable to get the necessary credits to pass out in the ninth grade and stay on track for promotion, or students who watch their time in high school whittle away without the necessary plan they need to advance beyond their final days. I hope that we can think about and reflect on how to do a better job catching these students and building a more personalized and diverse learning environment for those who have the potential to impact our world, but not the opportunity in the current setting that we live in. This is the work of unleashing powerful voices, of loving, engaging, and empowering every student every day in different ways. I hope that as a leader in this second semester, I can have the opportunity to think about innovative ways to do this work, because of the work that I've been so passionate about doing as an educator, and why I'm so glad to continue working in public schools.